Hi, my name is Adeolu Adepoju. I am coming here to discuss entrepreneurship. That's in respect to the community which we live in Nigeria and Africa in general. From my only little view, I observe that the system in Nigeria is not actually encouraging, and many people have this belief that until you get a colored job before you can actually make it in life. But I'm here to tell you that that perspective is wrong. I'll tell you what, in the olden days where people depend so much on jobs, were the industrialized age. Before that time, we Africans were in a position of farming, whereby every farmer we need a workforce, and the workforce most times will be from the immediate family members. So what happens in these occasions is that because you cannot afford really to pay for your labor, it's better that you have many children and you have many wives that help you on the farm. Of course, you feed them, you train them, and which is normal, as in your normal obligation to your family members. So when you have many children, that means, or you have many wives, or a large family, it means that you have a large workforce that you can use on your farm. However, after some time, things changed. The nation became industrialized, where Westerners came over to create industries, and then the finished products or the farm produce are taken to factories, and people were of course needed to work in the factory. So by so doing, people who were wise enough went to train their children in school. They were massively encouraged by the government of the day then to go to school and get qualified to get a job in factories. Of course, then I was told that even before you exit university, you already have about 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs waiting for you, with official cars, accommodation, and free health for your family. However, things are changing again, and many people are actually ignorant of this fact. They still go back to the old age of looking for a job. Going to school excessively to get more qualified and retain the slave mentality. So what I mean by what I call, when I say slave mentality, what I actually mean is that assuming that I have a job, a company, and I'm employing quite a lot of people, what happens is that you as an employee, you are selling your time, you are selling your skills to me at a stipend. Of course, you can never earn more than the industry or the owners of the jobs. So invariably, you are still slaving under those factories or companies or industries. Now, people don't understand that things have also changed. In the past 20 years or thereabout, things have been gradually changing, and people are just ignorant of it. They still go back to the age of getting a job. Meanwhile, the age which we are now is called information age, where information is key. You need to be able to work on the information you have and process it as quickly as possible, turn it to value, and exchange the value for money. So that leads us to entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not something that many people want you to learn. They only say it with lip service. They don't want you to learn it because once you learn entrepreneurship, you're educated, of course, there'll be more competition for them. And what it means is that you're asking them now to task their brain deeper and harder to be able to sustain themselves in the industry. So what I'll advise now is that we sit back and relax and enjoy this video. I've been able to cover some points about being an entrepreneur, and the points are for people who really desire to venture out into being their own bosses. Now, what makes someone an entrepreneur? You need creativity. That's the first thing. When you talk about creativity, you have to be creative and think out of the box, to think about what product or what service you can render that is sellable to the people around. You must be able to calculate how to solve a problem. You must identify, first of all, the problems in your immediate community, the problems around you, the problems that people have. And if you have the mindset and the skills, that you can create more skills and develop more, be creative about your skills to be able to attend to the needs of people around you. Let me tell you in basic facts, you must enjoy what you are doing. You must enjoy it. It must be a thing of joy to you that you're actually solving people's problems. When you are enjoying what you do, then you discover that there is no limit to your creativity. Now, second one is that you have to be dedicated to your cause. You have to channel a cause for yourself and say, okay, if this is a business I want to do, we have to know the nitty-gritty of it. When you know the nitty-gritty of it, you dedicate your time, because you must develop that dedication. Is important that you dedicate enough time and energy and power and money to the business which you desire to do. You must have determination. You must be determined that however bad the situation is, this must be a success. You cannot be determined if you do not have the passion for what you're doing. So that's why I said earlier on that you must have the passion. So when you have the passion, then you go with your full determination. And of course, flexibility. Flexibility is what actually makes you to survive in business, because it's not every time that you think that your product or service that you have created by yourself in your mind that is going to be okay for people. You must be able to listen to the business which you're doing, and that is determined by the consumers or the customers which you have, which patronize you. At times you may have a passion or a zeal to do a particular business, but the people who come to you will ask you for some other services or some other businesses or products which you did not plan initially. So you must be flexible enough to listen to the business which you are doing and align yourself with it. Okay, then again, leadership is very key, because without good leadership you would not be able to drive anything. You must be able to, that's the ability to create rules and to set goals. You must set goals for yourself and make up your mind that these goals, through determination and dedication and your passion, that these goals can be attained. Now, self-confidence is a very big thing too, because if you don't have self-confidence in yourself, then what are you selling? That is actually what tests your ability to be in business. And self-confidence, of course, comes with your skills, your skill levels, and the knowledge of the business which you are doing. You see, you have to just know it and get smart about it. You have to be smart about what you do. So why do you want to become an entrepreneur? Many people want to become an entrepreneur just because it sounds good. Of course, it does not. It sounds good. that you're your own boss, you're tired of somebody bossing you all around. You work in an establishment whereby even your immediate boss is not even a part owner of the business, but he exerts so much authority on you that it frustrates you, it limits your growth and your ability to think out of the box. Every ideas which you bring in is rejected, and of course he or she is still going to use that idea, develop it on his own, and present it like his own personal idea. Many people don't like that. I personally, I don't like it. So one other reason you may want to start your own business may be for financial rewards. Financial rewards in the sense that you want to be able to control your own finances. For example, let me give you, however highly paid you are in any establishment, let's assume that you're being paid about 100 million naira a year. What happens is that your income is definite, is finite. Everybody knows it. You have 100 million divided by 12. That is what you earn. That's about 8 point something million per month. If you earn 9 million, you are already being overpaid. If you earn less, you are being underpaid. So irrespective of the business making profit or not, your money is definite. But if you are an entrepreneur, today you may not make it as high as that, but sometime you may just break through and you be able to realize the 100 million maybe within a month or 2 months. So you don't have a roof on your head, in terms of your income. So some people like to be called boss, some people like to be called CEOs. So they just want to be their own boss. They want to sack wherever it is that it's been bossing around them, and they want to know what it feels like to start a business. I think I also fall into that category of people. I have worked for so long in my youthful. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a youth, I'm still young, and I know what it is to have a zeal to work for yourself, the passion to work for yourself. Come on, you wake up in the morning, every morning, Monday to Sunday to Monday at times, to get to work. You wake up as early as 4:30 in the morning, you come back home 11 p.m. in the evenings. You hardly meet with your family, you hardly have social lives, you hardly know what the cost of things are in the market, you hardly know anything going on around you. You're just locked up in that job. And what do you get at the end of the day? You get some salary, and you also have the mindset that, hey, someday I'm going to be relieved of this job, I'm going to be sacked. That's the fear, that's what happens, that's the experience of many people in this community called Nigeria. You go to work in the morning having a job, but it's not certain for you that by the time you return home in the night that you still have that job. So in that regard, many people will think about having something to do for themselves. So now I'll say this critically. If you want to start a business of your own, if it's your passion, please don't hesitate, start it. However, there are some limitations that you have ahead of you that will make you not be successful. With all sense of responsibility, I'm saying this, that the chances of you making it in business is not as good as you think. So there are a lot of steps that you need to take to be able to overcome these challenges. I tell you what, it's good to dream big. As a matter of fact, people will say if your dream is not big enough to scare you, then it's not a good dream. However, that's very, very okay. In fact, you must dream big. However, before you start a business, please, knowledge of that business is very key. You must know the business which you are going into. Don't say because you have money, don't say because you have been relieved of your job and you've been paid gratuity and your pension and all those stuff, and you feel that the next thing to do is to put all your money in that business, hoping that it will sustain the lifestyle which you were living before. You may be having maybe 200,000, 100,000, 500,000 a month, and you have enough money to play around, and you feel that when you start a new business, you want to start earning the 500,000, the 800,000, 1 million, or 200,000 you're earning before. Let me tell you something. You are joking. That is not a good thing to do. I will tell you emphatically that the best thing to do is that, first of all, put your knowledge first. Know the business which you are going into. Know it very, very, very well. How do you know it? You can look for people who are already in that kind of business, and be under them in training. Learn the skills, learn the business. There's a difference between knowing the business and learning the business, the trade in the business. For example, I'll give you an example of maybe a tailor or a fashion designer. What do you want to achieve? You feel, okay, you want to think big, you want to dream big. Of course, dreaming big will mean having your own boutique someday on Allen, and having your own big house to showcase your products, having so many staff and equipment and facilities, and of course, you intend to have big customers. Now, where you're going to get it wrong is that you are a new brand coming to the market the first time. People don't know you, so you're going to end up spending so much money, huge money, to start that huge investment, to start that huge business. And I don't believe that what happens is that the business will fail. When it fails, what happens is that you learn experience. You use your experience, you use that money which you have paid in initially to learn the experience of the job. So good news. Instead of losing such big money and your life savings, why don't you start by knowing the business? Meet somebody who's been doing the business before. Learn, be under the tutelage of that person. Learn the trade. Learn the seasons. Learn how to site your business. Learn the kind of people that will patronize you. Learn the kind of prices you place on the products or your services. Learn the 6 P's of production. Learn when not to do things. Learn where to source your raw materials from. Learn how to deal with government officials. Learn how to deal with customers, difficult customers. Learn how to manage your time relative to the business which you're doing or which you want to do. So my advice is that, from experience, you start little. That huge money you have as your savings, put it in a kind of savings. Put it in, lock it up in a savings, or maybe in a bank account, maybe treasury bills, maybe deposit savings, all those bank things. And start with the smallest sensible amount that I can use to kickstart. Start with a little shop, get your little machines, start up, build a brand. When you build a brand, let your customers be coming. Every business has a decision period, a period where you have to plant the business, and there's another period where you have to nurture the business. The time to nurture the business, you need extra fund, things that you don't envisage, to come in, and you use it and pour it into the business. You keep nurturing the business. It can take 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, that you keep nurturing your business until the time comes when the business can stand on its own and sustain itself. At that point, it starts taking back money, start pushing back money to you. When the business starts pushing back money to you, that is the time to expand. That is the time you need to expand your business. See, I've come across so many people in this community, even I've been a victim of it as well, whereby you feel, your status must not be reduced, and because of that you want to retain the same lifestyle. You are forgetting one fact, and that's a very, 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 very big fact, is that you are transiting from one level of life to another. The old self of you will have to die and give way to a new reality. Now, the old part of you is already known, is definite. You know what it is. Now, there's a transition period between the time you are letting go the old self and the time you are moving to the new set. The new set is infinite. It's not something you realize yet. It's just your idea. Idea is key. Idea rules the world. Your idea is limitless. So you are transiting from one place. But before you get to that final destination, you really need to understand that you are changing. You are going through a process of change. And so old stars must be left, must be dropped. Drop it like it's hot, man. New stars must be imbibed, and you must be reborn. You must start. It's like you are starting from the scratch. You may be lucky enough to have maybe people, spouses that can help you, or parents that are families, or friends that can help you to boost your business, especially when you fall and when you fail. You are lucky. However, you can do it better if you start and grow. Start small and grow organically. Now, another thing that happens to many people who do business is that you don't know when the seasons. You don't know how to sight your businesses. You need to learn from people who already have been in these businesses to be able to help you. Now, critical questions that you need to ask yourself: if you want to start a business, you need to actually examine and question yourself critically, that am I really ready? Am I set to start this business? Because to start a business, you need a change of attitude. You need financial discipline. You need to discipline yourself financially and morally. You need to be able to keep your books. It is very, very key. It is very key. Without financial knowledge or financial discipline, you can't go nowhere. So if you are used to having or owning about 3 phone numbers or 3 SIM cards before, and you've been paid by the office, know that it's time for you to drop 2 and just use 1. If you are used to paying for a satellite TV, expensive one, know that this is the time to go small. And when your business kicks off in full, you will be glad that you did, because the business will now be able to pay back all the losses which you have made over the years. Another question you have to ask yourself is the product and services. What is the product or service which you wanna start as a business? Like I said earlier, the best thing to do is that first of all, know your passion, know your skills. Many people don't have skills, but they want to go into business. Many people don't have skills, they want to go into jobs and want to earn big. You must know your skills. Number 2 is that you must be able to identify the needs of people. You must be able to identify your key, your main audience, your market, identify your market area. Identify that what part of life, what problem of life are you solving? Are you solving hunger problems for people? Are you solving shelter accommodation problem for people? Are you solving clothing problem for people? Are you solving education, that's the information problem for people? You must be able to identify that, okay, in this area of life, okay, everybody eats, of course, daily. If you want to be part of hunger solving people, then you must be able to learn what kind of food the people eat, how you can package your food, or to make a niche for yourself, and to be able to carve out a niche for yourself in that. Where do you locate your market? I have had this experience before of I had a frozen food business with my wife, and I was able to have a lot of experience. The first thing you first think about when you're coming to the business the first time is that, it should be easy. After all, frozen food is not just to buy chicken from the cold room, or to buy fish from the cold room, or to buy shrimps, and then you have the knowledge of packaging. You just package it and you expect that customers will just come. My friend, let me tell you, it's a very tough decision. I have to tell you this. Siting of your business is very important. The location of your business is very important. How would you ever know that people you don't cite businesses, food businesses, outside the residential areas of people. How do you know that it is easier for you to cite a food business close to the residential areas of people? The reason is that when people are at work, they may not remember all this stuff. It's only when they get out of break that they remember to buy food stuff. But when it is around, you can easily ask your child to go buy this, go buy that, and when you buy all this, when it's close to you, you can even operate till very late in the evening when people will still be able to patronize you. But if you have your food business in a commercial area, believe me, people are going to close and go to work. So you have a definite period of time that you can use to actually market yourself. So I say max of 7 o'clock p.m. you are gone. Meanwhile, the person that is having the same product close to your house will still be operating till around 10 p.m. So it is good to understand how to cite your business, and the potential of the business. Is it enough for you to have a living? Can you live on it? Is something that you can sustain your lifestyle? You have 4 children in school, you have a house rent to pay, you have utility bills to clear, you have car maintenance to do and to make, you have all this stuff. So you have to think about it. The potential business, is it enough to provide a living wage for you and the people that you're going to employ? Now, how do you raise capital? Capital is very, very, very important. As a matter of fact, many people make this mistake. You think that getting a loan is what is going to give your business? Please don't try it. Don't use loan to start up a business. Please don't ever start up a business with loan. The best way you can start your business to raise money for your business is by your savings. Learn how to save, prepare for the day which you're going to exit what you are doing currently, and have savings. You can also get money from your spouse, from your families, from your friends, and kind of cheap loan, maybe non-interest, interest-free loan. You can do that, and that will make a lot of sense to you. You can sell equity. You can raise people. You can share shares of your business from the scratch. You can tell people to come and key into your ideas, where people can raise money for you. You see, the good thing about this is that you all share the risk of the business, and you all share, of course, the profits of the business. But the fact is that your risk is reduced, or rather your risk is being shared by as many people as you bring in with equity in your business. And another way you can raise money is by selling your assets and properties. Yeah. Properties are actually kind of money. They are like savings. So it's like when you go to the bank, you put in some money as your fixed deposit, and when you need the money, what do? You break it, and when you break it, you use it to do whatever you want to do. The same thing applies to your assets and your properties. They are like savings. So when you need to do a business, you may break the savings, that's sell off the property, and raise money to start up your business, which is very, very okay. And so many other ways. You can check us on our YouTube channel to find out the other ways which you can use to raise money. Now, another question you may ask yourself is that, do you want to do this all by yourself, or do you want to go into partnership? If you have the absolute skill, if it's a simple business, it's okay. But if it's something that you are a technologist, or you may need, and you are not very good at marketing, it depends on your skill levels. If you don't have enough skills to go all around the business, then I think it's better for you to partner with somebody who has requisite skills. Like if you're a marketer, you want to do a business that involves technology, it's good that you partner with somebody who is very vast in technology. If you're a technologist, or you're a craftsman, you may need to work also, partner with people around you. I'll give an example of this. A mechanic, automobile engineer, popularly called mechanic. If you want to kick off with your workshop, You don't have to say, oh, this is a mechanic workshop and it's only automobile. You may want to partner with people who do upholstery. You may want to partner with electricians. You may want to partner with people who sells spare parts. So to make it a kind of one-stop venture, you bring your resources together. Your resources include your money, your brain, your assets, and or whatever. Just put everything together and you kick off a business. So I have so many more things to discuss, and which I'll be discussing in subsequent videos about how to plant your business, and how to nurture it, and how to grow it. Let me give you a very good example again. I told you about the time I was doing frozen food business with my wife, and I'll tell you something. It's okay for you to have a frozen food business with your mindset. You have all this electric saw, you have the chillers, you have the blaster, you have all those packaging thing and all this stuff. You already know where to source for your materials, maybe by talking to people who own farms, people who own cold rooms, or even if you want to have your own cold room, all this stuff. But something happens, you are a business of frozen items, meaning that you must have constant supply of electricity, whether by government or the one generated by yourself. However, you must have a chiller at all times. That means I'm saying that you must have a freezer, because your foods are meant to be frozen at all times. So what stops you from putting water, sachet water, in your freezer? When you put in sachet water in your freezer in bags, people come in here to drink, and eventually you start selling. When you sell the sachet water, you find that the turnaround of the water, that sachet water, is so high, even though the margin is little, but the turnaround is so high that the money you make from the sales of pure water can actually settle your utility bills. That's a fact. I experienced that later. And when you have something like that, you start discovering that, oh, that's another line of business that you can do alongside the business which you're doing. So you bring in water into it. When you have water, people will start demanding for soft drink. So that's the time you listen to the business, like I said earlier, and be flexible. That means that's the time to add soft drink. And you are selling food, for God's sake. So somebody says, oh, where do I get seasoning? I don't even have seasoning here to buy. It's difficult, it's far. That's the time for you to add seasoning. It doesn't cost you any extra. It's the same shop, it's the same office which you have. So it's the same space. You're not paying any extra utility bill to cool your water. You're not spending any extra money on your landlord on rent for the shop. All you're just doing is to add up some more products and services. Services in terms of delivery. Identify customers that some customers will actually come to you to buy. But how about the customers that like to stay where they are, e.g. restaurant, e.g. hotels? You want to go and supply them, e.g. supermarkets. You want to package your food and supply, package it in such a way that it's going to be very attractive to the eyes. Package them up and deliver to supermarkets, deliver to hotels, deliver to places like that. That's how to kick off business. Always think, when you're starting up a business, always think about businesses around your business that can complement each other. For example, I'll give you another example. You are making dresses. As a fashion designer, you can partner and start selling the materials which you are making. You can start selling the raw materials as well. You are a printer. For God's sake, what you think about printing is just, let me just have this printing machine and put it there and customers will come. Eventually you find out that the next shops, the next streets, everywhere, there are printers sprouting up everywhere. So that is the time to think about another type of business. What are the things that printers use? They use ink. They use paper. So that's the time to incorporate paper sales of paper and sales of ink, so that even though they are your competitors, but they are also your customers. So that is the way I want us to act, and that is one of the ways we should be thinking now, so that at the end of the day, we all have reason to shout, thank you. So I'll be ending on my video on this note, and please look out for the next video, the subsequent ones, which I'm going to be talking in details about the things we have discussed earlier. Stay blessed. Please don't forget to subscribe. Press the subscribe button below the video, and also like us. Thank you. Bye.